Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode. Now this is a bit of a hot topic, so let's dive straight in and skip the intro because I just wanted to get an update out while people are still talking about this. Now if the title doesn't make sense to you, let me explain. Inventables, the company that develop Easel, have recently just announced a price increase on their Pro subscription. The Pro is the paid for version of Easel, which I know some of you do use. Now that is going up from $19.99 to $24 a month. So that's a 20% increase, which is quite substantial. The annual subscription also follows suit. That is going up from $155 to $233. For anyone not wanting to do the math, that is a 50% increase. 50. That is huge. The only caveat they have tried to use to soften the blow of this is if you sign up for 3 years, now that is 3 years up front, they'll bring the cost down from $599 down to $455. Yes, that's right, $455 up front in a lump sum, and that offer is only valid until the start of January. Let's face it, there is never a good time to do a price increase, but December, January is probably one of the worst times of the year because people are already struggling for money, trying to cover the cost of Christmas. So how have Inventables justified this price increase? Well, what they're saying is over the past 4 years, they've put a lot of time and effort into developing their software and bringing out new features. Now, there is no denying that any research and development costs money, no matter whether it's on products, software, it all takes time and investment. And in order to continue that style of investment and that pace of investment, it needs an increase in the subscription cost to achieve it. So is the previous development worth the price increase to justify it going forward? Well, let's take a look at the email that Inventables sent out, listing some of the previous upgrades that they've done. Launch the Pro Design Library, toolpath optimization, launch machine profiles, tiling for large materials, ramping of plunge moves, project labels, recommended cut settings for the Xcarve Pro, new planning project for the Xcarve Pro, improvements to the intro project for better onboarding, custom defaults for new projects, additional carve below the materials. Now you have to take a look at that list and say, is there anything groundbreaking there, something that's really unique and special to Easel? Well, the honest answer is no. So what options do you have? Well, it's simple really. You have two choices. You take the 20% price increase on the chin and you stick with Easel Pro and hope that the features that they're going to be bringing out in the future are worth it. It's worth mentioning at that stage they haven't mentioned any future features that they are planning to release, so that's still a bit of a grey void area. Option 2 is you move away from Easel Pro and you take a look at some other pieces of software in order to meet your needs, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. If you're already firmly in the Easel Pro camp, then you may as well stop watching now, because what I'm about to talk about is the reasons why I don't think Easel Pro is worth the money. So let's start with Easel in general. Now, if you've seen my CNC Beginner's Guide to Software, link in the corner, you'll know my stance on it. I really believe Easel Free is one of the best piece of software for beginners to start with. It's nice and easy to get along with, the layout is quite simple, and it's a gentle introduction into the CNC world. However, Easel Pro doesn't stack up against its competitors when you start paying for functions and features that are not available in the free version. And if we look at Easel in its own right to begin with, this is made by Inventables, who developed the Xcarve machine. Easel was primarily built for the Xcarve machines, and it's only recently that people have started to use it for other machines because, say, it is a nice, gentle way to get into the CNC design world. But the problem with that is part of their R&D is always going to be about Xcarve development. So if you're a 3018 user, for example, and you're paying your $20 a month or soon to be $24 a month, a portion of that is going towards them developing things specifically for Xcarve users, which personally I don't think is fair. Develop the software for every user, and that way, it's benefiting everyone as opposed to just a specific market. Now, naturally, they want to please their own Xcarve customers, so I do understand why they do it, but from an outside user, I think it would just be better to make functions and features available to benefit everyone. Moving on from that, now how does it stack up with competitors? Well, Easel Pro kind of trades off against Carveco Maker and VCarve. I'm talking VCarve Standard, not VCarve Pro. Now, when you compare Easel Pro to Carveco Maker or VCarve, Well, the tools and functions and features between them do not stack up, not even close. Easel is still quite a basic piece of software, even the Pro version. It's a 2D environment, you're doing flat designs. The tools and features and cutting options available to you are limited. To do designs with different tool bits other than 2 options, you have to produce different artboards for each one. Now you move over to the other piece of software and you can add as many tools as you want into a design, lots of different cutting options. You're working in more of a 3D environment where you can do STL and 3D relief carvings. You are provided with just much more functions and features to ultimately produce better designs. Now, the other thing as well is part of the development that Easel are referencing, as you know, what their money goes into, is providing things like their library of stock vectors and things to use. And well, that isn't anything unique to them. The other softwares are doing it as well. They even provide 3D reliefs for you to work with. So again, it just doesn't stack up in comparison. If we go back to the email I was referring to earlier, listing some of the upgrades, a lot of the things on there are already in these other pieces of software and have been for quite a while. That's what I was saying about the developments that Easel are saying are new features. Yes, they are new to Easel, but they're not really groundbreaking in terms of CNC software. And I think that's why I'm also finding it hard to justify this price increase. The pricing doesn't stack up either. You've got Easel Pro, which is about to start charging $24 a month, against Carveco Maker, which is again a subscription-based model, at $15 a month. So you get a lot more power, a lot more tools, functions, features, more powerful software for a lot less money. Well, $9 less per month, which stacks up over the course of a year. So yeah, you can start to see my gripe with Easel Pro and why this price increase just doesn't really stack up. Now, you know, I will hold my hands up if we're having this conversation in a year's time and it turns out Easel is now the best piece of software on the market for CNC, then great. I love competition in the CNC market because it keeps everyone on their feet and driving stuff forward for the customers at the end of the day. Now, if you are thinking of moving away from Easel Pro, then yeah, the 2 pieces of software that I've just mentioned are definitely your best options to take a look at. My personal preference is Carveco Maker. One, as I said, the price is very competitive at $15 per month. If you check out the links in the description area, there's a discount code which will get you another 5% off that. So again, making it even cheaper. And as I say, it just has some extra functions that VCarve doesn't, which work out better for me, such as having a bigger carving area that VCarve doesn't handle. So, you know, as we say at the beginning, when it comes to software, it is a very personal choice. And I hope this has just given those of you who are a bit angry at the Easel Pro increase some options to consider. So let's wrap it up there because I've waffled on for quite a long time on this short hot topic video. I'll see everyone on the next one.